In 2012 I made a video attacking the personal spiritual beliefs of individuals. There's the same sort of nonsense that could be compared with the much larger organised religions. I have over time become rather tired of people telling me that any type of unsubstantiated claims from the projection of an overactive or under-functioning mind should be given the type of respect that the Queen would get if she asked to see my prize-winning cucumber. If the Queen did visit, I would of course hold back the laughter with respectful dignity, but when faced with a bearded hippie or druid armed with a chakra pendant and offering to relieve my inattentions from an unclean carbon of the daily grind, I have as much chance as not laughing over the joke as the Centurion guards of Monty Python's Life of Brian they had of not laughing over the joke names Biggus Dickus and his wife incontinentia buttocks. Respect is not given as a right, it is only earned, and despite the fact that I am not a royalist, and I find the Church of England, of which the Queen is head by birth or divine right if you prefer, rather stupid and outdated, I still have respect for the Queen herself. My respect is probably due to the way she seems to stay clear from ever having an opinion, so she then never seems to appear or to interfere in the roles of her subjects. This is a stance I cannot make myself, so it adds to my respect, but it also means that I do not seek or demand respect, and as a consequence, enemies of my reasoning will always appear. Enemies did indeed appear in surprising numbers when these minor and infantile beliefs were questioned and challenged in the same way that a Christian might be for the proof and explanations from a minor army of mystical, supernatural, fairy-following, astrological, druid, ghost-busting, tarot-reading, angel-loving, crystal healing, divining, Ouija-using, transcendental, meditating, holistic crackpots call themselves the New Age Movement, or as I like to call it, the New Age Bowel Movement. The name New Age is in some way infers that it's, well, like a shiny new car or the latest computer technology. It's a bit like modern art that is stuck with a name modern, even though a Jackson Pollock can be about 80 years old and in a gallery and getting older by the year, or by the second if you like, and counting, of course, I should say. Self-appointed druids may in fact be newer than you think, and despite being reported as the enemies of the Roman invaders from the pre-Christian era that were a bit rubbish at writing things down, and as such dancing naked during a summer solstice or any other time for that matter is probably more of a fun thing than a serious delving into the real mysteries of ancient supernatural religions. Yet druid pretenders are but the tip of the iceberg in this seemingly endless pit of intellectual refuse that can sometimes be found at conventions that seem to be like competing to see who can be the most ridiculous and still keep a straight face. New Age is a difficult phrase to pin down to a specific belief and a way of life. If you use the often wrong Encyclopedia Wikipedia, it describes it as a spiritual movement with its roots in the second half of the 20th century, yet it's soon clear when questioning some of the participants that earlier beliefs and superstitions such as spiritualism as defined by the spiritualist movements of the late 19th and early 20th centuries are still out there despite the efforts of the great illusionist and magical magician, as it were, not magical but magician, Harry Houdini. He exposed these fraudsters and tricks used to deceive the gullible public that wish to contact dead relatives in ghostly afterlife. In a ghostly afterlife. The spiritual movement, together with Ouija boards, became popular as a result of the high war casualties that were received, of course, during, well, you had the American Civil War, then on to the First World War, and this sort of thing. It's just where it reached popularity. Even today, these fraudsters still operate and on new victims, so perhaps this is the reason for placing them, this type of trickery, into a New Age bracket, New Age, new victims. In all fairness, my hate mail resulting from this video was mainly from those who make a living directly by convincing gullible members of the public that their particular field is true and real, of course, or at the very least will try to convince you that they have experiences that you should not question, and as it is real to them, of course, and to question it would be like calling them liars. Such people need to realise that choosing not to believe someone is not the same as calling them a liar. If this approach seems familiar to you, and of course it is the same approach made by many of the old religions, and yet it is branded as new. I'm going to do a little series of videos now, and these series of videos are very much aimed at the New Age movement, and hopefully that little speech came out okay, and will pin me down to a new lot of videos. Peace, take care, bye.